Okay, and we are live. I'm just finishing getting my buttercream colors ready to go. Okay, got 4 out of our 6 done. Just 2 more to go. Alright, and I'm using Wilton gel colors. Nothing is sponsored today, by the way, so I'm just wanting to share the stuff I'm using in case you're curious and you want to use the same stuff. So I have royal blue and purple that I still gotta do. I already have all the other colors ready to go. I'm using my hand blender to dye the buttercream. It actually goes way faster than other methods of dyeing the buttercream, and it gets it way more saturated. Like these are you can see yellow and orange right there, and especially red is notoriously difficult, but that looks like a great red, and it took a fraction of the time that it usually does to get a good red color like that. So very excited about this hand blender thing. I cannot remember the original person that I first saw use it, but it's very cool. All right, I'm adding some blue. And I'm going from lightest to darkest. I did that for the warm colors. I did yellow, orange, and then red. So I can keep using this, not have to wash it off every single time in between. Because blue will obviously look a little bit darker than this one. And then as long as I get most of it off, the purple should kind of cover that up too. So scrape these sides down a little bit. There's some food coloring I can see on the side over here. Pretty good. I'm going to scrape off this extra. It's like the one part I don't like about this is having to clean around the little blade part of this thing. Aside from that though, I love this technique for dyeing buttercream. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think I might kind of give it a little white really quick so it's not so much blue on here. I don't want it to be, I want it to be a purple color, not like a blue purple mix. looks pretty good to me. Okay. Still just kind of scraping down. There's still a little bit of color over here. Just to make sure we're all good to go. Okay, it's a pretty good blue. And last but not least, our purple. Okay. Actually, I'll scrape some off the sides here. I want it to get a little bit darker before I'm done with this one. More of a rich purple. Let's give it a little mix here. Okay, let's try a little bit more. Ooh. Okay. Overall, I think I'm happy with this purple. And it's darker right by the blade because that's where all the movement is, and of course movement is energy, and energy can be heat. So heating is what's really helping this become that really nice darker purple color. Okay. I'm gonna unplug this thing and get it out of the way. Okay, let's finish giving this a good little mix. Okay. So we have all of our buttercream colors, and now we can add it to our piping bags 2 different ways. Let me grab. Okay. Got a cup. Let me check the chat, make sure I haven't missed anybody. We're caught up. Okay. So today we're using 3 different piping tips that are my top favorites. And so we have the 2D, 4B, and 1M. So 1M is like that kind of classic star tip, and it's like one of my top go-tos. The 4B has kind of like more teeth than this one, and it's a little like more narrow. And then this one has kind of a more unique star tip design where it curves in, so it kind of makes it a little bit more frilly, if you will. This is the 2D. So those are the ones that we're using. Let's do the 2D. So to do the cup, I always like to twist it off like this, and then kind of slip it down. And then we're using the cup to help fill it. So this is method number 1. I think I'm going to grab some piping bags. Because that will make my life a little bit easier with getting these buttercream colors in there. So we're gonna put all of our colors in here really quick. But I'm going to use another cup. Okay, so I like to fill individual bags where we don't have a piping tip. Super easy. Just stick it in there, make a little bit of room, and we're good to go. Number 1. Hi. How are you? Thank you so much for joining. All right. Purple's good to go. And then let's just keep moving along here. Gonna get this out of my way though. Okay, blue. I'm also trying to check the chat at the same time. Okay, this isn't quite as much of a royal blue as I was expecting, so I think I probably would have taken more of the green off of the hand blender first. With the warm colors, I could easily go from yellow to orange to red without any issue. But with the cool colors, it seems like they affect each other a little bit more. So keep that in mind if you decide to do the hand blender with rainbow buttercream. But seriously, the hand blender is, oh my gosh, amazing. Like, I colored the buttercream in a fraction of the time that it usually takes me. And like I said, I can't remember who I first saw post about that, but it is genius. Feel free to pop in the chat with any kind of questions. How's your day going? Just filling these piping bags to make it a little bit easier to proceed with our rainbow. Let's do green next. Let's just go in order. I keep picking up the bowls in the exact spot that the buttercream is at. Keep getting buttercream on my hands. Okay. Next. Oop. Okay, just a couple more colors into their bags, and then we're good to go. Yeah, last one. And then before I forget, I am in an online competition right now. So if you go check out my community post, I've been sharing the link every day. If you'd like to vote for me to get into the next round, I would truly appreciate it. I'm just kind of excited that I'm a part of it. Okay. And his bowl's out of my way. Okay. So I think before we proceed, I'm going to put a piece of parchment paper down, because if I remember correctly, when I didn't do that, then it kept trying to not focus when I was with the camera, so I'm going to make sure I avoid that again. I think the counter has too much of an intricate pattern. Okay. So first, I want to grab a piece of parchment paper. Because I'm going to want to stick a cupcake into the fridge to set. before I do anything else. I got my parchment paper square. I think I only need, I'm only gonna do one. Whoop. Cupcake does not want to stay down. Let's do that many for now. Okay, so I'm going to take one of my cupcakes here and a little bit of white buttercream. Just doing a good sized dollop here. And then I'm going to flip and squish. Like that. Trying to make sure it covers the whole top of the cupcake pretty much. And then I'm going to put this on one of my little sheet trays and into the freezer. Okay, next. Let me check the chat, make sure I haven't missed anything. We're still caught up. Okay, so like I said, I have a 2D tip in here, and I'm going to add my buttercream colors. So I'm going to quickly cut the tips off of those piping bags. Not too much, I don't know how well you can see that, but it's not a whole lot that I cut off. It's just this little piece right here. I don't want it too big down here. I don't want it too small. So you can always cut more off. You can never put it back on once you cut it off, basically. So just keep that in mind. And I'm just gonna fly through these real quick. Okay. Clean up all these little plasticky bits first. Okay. So we're going to take our buttercream colors and we're going to, I like to just kind of pipe lines up the side. So just pick one side and we're just piping up just like that. You can add more if you want to, like another line right next to it, but I'm just going to do one for the moment. And then I think I'm going to go, sometimes I like to do the opposite color, the one that'll be on the other side. Just go like that. And then just get green in there, but make sure that, you don't mess up the other ones too much there. Just like that. Got a little bit on the green piping bag, but that's okay. And next is our orange. And last, we got red. Just like that. I think we can go back and add a little bit of purple, a little extra here. Okay. And then sometimes I like to kind of just hit it down like that. And then I'm going to twist at the top here, and that helps to push it down this way. So we get a little bowl. Because you kind of want to do a test pipe before you pipe onto your cupcake. Make sure all the colors are coming out. It's a little bit more blended than I usually do, but it still is rainbow and pretty. I decided to go with more saturated colors. I usually tend to go for a little bit more of like a pastel rainbow-ish, but today I wanted to go more saturated in the color scheme. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit closer here. You can see a little bit better. Okay, I usually fill my cupcakes. This is a rare time that I have not. Just a sad note. Okay. So with our 2D piping tip, we can do a simple rosette. Just kind of flick like that. Oop. Okay, so there's kind of a simple rosette. I kind of went a little bit slower, which is why it looks a little bit more frilly. I'll do another one to show you what it looks like when I kind of go like a little bit faster. Just like that. See, a little more frilly when you kind of take your time. A little more straight, or like, you know, more even curvy lines with that. And then with that one, you can also do, instead of just by itself, you can also add a little bit of white. Try to get that green off there. Kind of by the tail right here. And you can do a little dot. So it looks kind of like a little cloud with a little rainbow arch. This has been very popular lately on Instagram. Keep seeing this. So there's 2 of our cupcakes, and then let's do what I like to call like the kind of either dollop or like a kind of hydrangea. Okay, so still keeping the piping bag nice, and you can actually do clips up here or like little rubber bands or something. I usually just kind of pinch it, but we're just gonna do little dollops. Around the cupcake. And that's another really easy, super duper easy one. And grab some more cupcakes. And we're also going to move on from our 2D tip, and we're going to go to, I'm going to grab the plastic wrap so that we can, I'm try. Okay, I'm going to put these on this tray and set them to the side. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer more like pastel rainbow or more saturated rainbow? I'm very curious. Like I said, I kind of go for more pastel. There's just something about it that I really like. Okay, I'm gonna scoop this up here for a second. And I'm going to get some plastic wrap. Oops. Oh. And I think I'm going to do an extra little piece of plastic wrap for our another one. This. Okay. So we have our plastic wrap here, and like I said, I have this extra little piece so I can have it for the other two piping tips that I have. And we're gonna start with our purple. Also checking the chat, make sure I haven't missed anybody. We're still caught up. So I'm just gonna pipe a line of buttercream. You can do a double layer if you want, like that. And I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Extra. Just going in our rainbow color order. Air pockets in the orange one. But it's okay because it doesn't matter if it gets kind of like, I don't know, you can't see it, but I'll try and show it to you in a sec. But it kind of, if it has air pockets, it kind of has like a little bit of extra buttercream or less buttercream in some spots, but that's okay because we're going to wrap this up. So it does not matter. See, like that. Okay. I'm going to call that good. I don't think I need to use all of my colors on these right now. So what we're going to do is kind of wrap this up. Like a little sausage. I always like to kind of do a few turns, kind of get it all together till it's nice and put together like this. And then what we're gonna do is we have our cup. Let's grab one of our piping bags. And we're going to, oh, pardon me, my allergies are kicking my butt this week. Okay, we're gonna cut off right there. Oops, right there. And then we're going to pop it in the top of our piping bag, just like that. And then since I'm having it right here anyway, we're gonna do the same thing with our other little buttercream sausage roll over here. And I'm gonna do the other piping bag. And then I just remembered one of the other ones that we're doing today, I need to get into the freezer. So once again, I have the piping bag. This is the 4B. The other one I did just then was a 1M. And then we have our second little buttercream sausage roll thing. Oops. Okay. And we're gonna pop it in the top like that. Kind of shove it down a little bit. Some of us started to escape already. What are you making? We're doing rainbow buttercream cupcakes today. Thank you for asking. Thank you for joining. So I just showed, this is the second version or second way of how to add rainbow buttercream to a piping bag. Let me grab this mold. I saw this very cute idea. I think I follow her on Instagram. She's called, I think, the Baking Experiment. I want to say is her name off the top of my head. But then I also saw a different version on, what is that called? Pinterest. I saw a different version on Pinterest and I got really excited, like, oh, this is just such a cool idea. So we're going to pipe some buttercream into a dome, and this is gonna actually, we're gonna put our cupcake on top of that. And I just saw some stuff coming in the chat. What are they for? Hold on. Why isn't the chat letting me scroll all the way back? Okay, I think we're caught up. Okay, so what are they for? These are just pretty much for fun, but also rainbow. Of course, it's Pride Month. Happy Pride to everyone who celebrates. I definitely wanted to make a bunch of fun rainbow trees, also just because rainbow is fun. So before I forget, let me put my parchment paper back down here. And oh, this thing had a little bit of water on the back still. That's okay. Hi, can you mix black and purple, please? Are you talking about for the tie-dye kind of cupcake stuff? Because I would be happy to add that to the color. There are so many color combinations and suggestions. In terms of today, I don't have any extra buttercream that I can dye black at the moment. Black is one of the harder colors to get. It takes a little while to get that one to darken to like that beautiful like jet black color that you need. But I can for sure, if you're talking about the tie-dye, add that to my list. Okay, so let's do right here. And we're gonna take our buttercream individual color bags here. And we're going to do, I think I'm gonna start with yellow in the center. Okay, and then we're just going to, I think, fill this up pretty much. This might be a little bit smaller than the top of the cupcake, but we'll see. But I'm just going to pipe a line as straight as I can down the side like that. I think that looks pretty good. And then we're gonna go in with green. So I'm just doing the lines first, and then we can go in and fill it in a little bit more. Okay. And blue. And last but not least, got purple here. Okay, and then we're gonna take, we could either fill it in with our colorful buttercream. I'm just gonna take some white to just fill it in because I have extra of just the plain white buttercream. And oops, there's one little mini cupcake that keeps getting stuck to the top of the container. Okay, let's go pink for this one. Oops. I'm gonna grab some more cupcakes in a sec for those other ones we're working on. But I'm just going to try to center this as best I can on top and then kind of like squish it down so it makes contact with the buttercream think that should be good. And then I'm gonna pop this into the freezer. I'm grabbing my other cupcake out that we did a little bit ago with the flat top. Okay. So we've got, okay. So this is our next one here. I think I saw something come in the chat. What are these for? Like I mentioned, they're just, I like to do lives every week, and I've been very excited to do rainbow stuff this month. So they're not for any kind of like event or anything. It's just, I don't do any kind of orders or any stuff like that. So I just enjoy doing the kind of tutorial and experimentation part of stuff. So we're gonna take off this little piece of parchment paper here. And we're gonna grab our piping bag fitted with the 4B tip. That's the one with all the little teeth. And then we're going to do kind of like a little half circle thing here. Let's see, what side do I want facing up? So try not to hit the tripod at the same time as doing this. So I'm just gonna kind of pipe while turning and then stop. And kind of go like that. I saw this when I was looking at rainbow cupcake ideas on Pinterest, and I thought it was adorable. Okay, and we're gonna take our little white piping bag here fitted with a tip 12. I'm gonna clean off the tip first though. And we're gonna pipe just little dollops so it looks like the little clouds. Just like that. That's so simple and cute. Okay, that's that one. Let's put this one over here. I also think I just saw somebody type in the chat. So one thing I wish is that I could have it stay up longer because it disappears so fast. That's awesome. Those are adorable. You should start selling those things. Oh, thank you so much. And then someone says you support Pride with a question mark. Yes, I do. I think that you should, you know, be free to love who you love. As long as you're not hurting anybody, then that's all that matters, is that, you know, you can be, I don't know, anything underneath the Pride flag, and it's totally fine. I just think people need to, you know, let people live, and again, as long as nobody's hurting anybody, then that's all that counts. What cupcake are we doing next? 1M. Whoop. Oh my gosh, this one keeps wanting to roll away. Okay, let me grab out some more cupcakes here. Moving some of these itty bitties. How many more cupcakes should we do? I think I have a few more to go. Let's have blue. Okay. And speaking of Pride, actually, the tie-dye buttercream, the first little mini cakes that I had tried out were actually inspired by different Pride flags. That's when I first started testing that technique last year during Pride Month. Okay. We're all caught up. Okay. So now we're going to look at our 1M. Where did you go? So our 1M piping tip is that one with kind of like the fewer teeth on it and a little bit like more open, I guess. And we can just do, again, a simple rosette. Just like that. And then just like with the other one, you could add the little dollops of white buttercream. Just like that. And let me get the other one so you can see the difference in the two. So you can see how the 1M and the, not that one. So this is the 2D. It's a little bit more open because it has that unique kind of like tips that curve in. And then these ones are a little bit more tight because they kind of pinch a little bit more. So there's the two different ones, and let's do a little swirl with our 4B, just so you can see all three of them. Just like that. And then, like I said, you can either leave it as is. I'm just gonna keep adding the little white dollops for funsies. Just like that. Okay, and then let's see. We could do little dollops with the 1M as well. I tend to like the dollops a little bit better with the 2D just because of the way that they look. They look a little bit more frilly, a little bit more fun. So for reference, I'll get that one right there. Just like that. So there's just something I like a little bit better about the dollops here, but of course you can for sure use either one of them for this. Okay, now let's check on our 1M freezer. I think it might be done. Okay, let's get these on their little tray to move them. Lily. Lily. What's that? She gets so upset if anybody's in the front yard. Oh, stop it, Grumpy Pants. Okay, so cute. Thank you, my sister, for saying that they're so cute. And then to Amy, those are adorable. She starts selling things. Thank you so much for saying adorable. I was kind of selling stuff like years ago to family and friends and that kind of stuff, but there was just something about it that when it came to doing orders, because I have very perfectionist tendencies, I wasn't really enjoying it very much. And so when I do the kind of like tutorial and all this kind of stuff, like I enjoy it a lot more just because I'm able to, you know, do whatever ideas come to mind, and I don't have to worry about like, is the client gonna like this, or, you know, I don't have to worry as much about it. Okay, I think this is still too soft. We're gonna pop this back in the freezer. Okay, what other ones should we do? We got some extra buttercream here, a little extra time. Let's try, I don't know if it's gonna work, but we can try a saturated rainbow cupcake. Okay, apparently it's whatever cupcake is in that spot that wants to get stuck to the top of this container. Oh, no, no. Come on, cupcake. There we go. Okay. So we're gonna try a little tie-dye here. What color do I want to start with? Let's go purple. It's really hard because if it's any more than like 3 colors, it gets a little bit tricky to do the tie-dye cupcakes. See if I can kind of squeeze in a little pop of red here. Not too bad. I've never been able to fit that many colors on a cupcake and actually have them still be all visible. All right, then we're gonna take our little cake tester scribe tool thing here. Just kind of drag from end out. Okay, let's grab a piece of parchment paper and we're gonna flatten. Just a little bit, not too much. We don't want to reveal the cupcake below, but I think that's gonna look pretty cool. Let's pop that in the freezer. I was able to pop off the I was like, yay, it's ready. Not quite. So that part looks good. I'll just pipe a little extra buttercream right there to kind of cover that, but let's also grab a little bowl here. need very much for it. All right, so let's pipe a little bit of buttercream to kind of fix this a little bit. So the whole thing with this is to make it look like a snow cone, which I thought was super cute. Like I said, I saw like a red, white, and blue version on Instagram with, I think she's called the Baking Experiment. And then I saw a rainbow version on Pinterest last night when I was looking around at rainbow cupcakes. Okay, so that's not perfect, but it's gonna work. Fill it in with a little bit more blue. Okay, and then we got a little bowl here. And these are some white sparkling sugar sprinkles. These might be a little bit too chunky. They have a little bit of a finer white sugar sprinkle, but I'm trying out this one because I'm curious if this will look more like kind of chunky snow cone ice, or if the smaller would be better. So we're gonna take it. Oop, I think I need more than that. Kind of swirl it around, make sure it all gets coated, and then it kind of looks like a snow cone. Isn't that so cute? I knew as soon as there's like some ideas, as soon as I see them, I'm like, I have to try it, but I have to, like, you know, I want to do my own thing with it. But I had to try the rainbow, of course. It's so cute. So if I had like a slightly bigger dome, maybe, then it would be like, you know, perfectly the size of the cupcake. But I think overall the size actually works pretty well. It's maybe slightly more buttercream than I like to put on top of my cupcakes, but it's actually pretty close to the usual amount. I love that. Yeah, thank you, Sadie. I love it too. I was very excited to see that, that, you know, all you need is some sugar sprinkles and some fun, colorful buttercream to turn into a snow cone. Like, that's just, how have I not seen that before? Okay, so while we're waiting for our tie-dye, I'll get the other ones out because we are almost done with our live today. So let's get out all of our pretty cupcakes that we did today. Keep getting buttercream on my hands every 2 seconds. Okay, and then I'll show you what the different ones. So here we got our cute little snow cone. And even with having to add the extra buttercream, it still turned out pretty good. Of course, it looks a little more like perfectly domed right there, but. So here's our, scooch this up a bit. Here's our snow cone. And then here's our cute little rainbow. And then this was made with the same piping tip right here, but just the swirl. And then let's do Tootie's, one of my favorites. Like I said, these little dollops. And then we have where we added that. And then this one's just the plain swirl. And then this is the 1M with the dollops. The snow cone one's adorable. Thank you. Thank you, sister. Let's see. Move this over a little bit so you can see a little bit better. Again, I keep picking them up in the wrong spot. I love them all. Thank you so much. Trying to get these so they can all be in the shot nicely for you to see. Oh, I just did the opposite. Scooch these down a bit. Okay, you can pretty much see all of them. So once again, a little recap here. So we have our cute little snow cone. I definitely want to play around with that more because it's really easy and super cute. This is our 4B piping tip with like the little small teeth, and it's really cute little rainbow arc right here. And then of course the swirl. And then this middle row right here is our 2D piping tip. It's a little bit more frilly, a little bit more, because of that, the way it kind of closes in at the top of it, it kind of makes it more frilly. And then these ones right here are for the 1M piping tip. And all of the tips are Wilton, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that, but They're all Wilton piping tips. And then I think our tie-dye one that we did as our random extra one is good to go. It turned out pretty cool. I think that, like I said, it's very difficult to get all those colors to be seen on there, but this one you can actually see at least a little bit of every color, which I think is pretty cool. And then of course we could finish it off by like dipping the sides in some kind of either rainbow or the white sugar sprinkles. That would look really nice. So there is all of our cupcakes for today. I'm gonna scooch this one over so they can all be in frame. And then I think I saw somebody type in the chat. Beautiful collection. Thank you for sharing this with us. Thank you so much, Sadie. Thank you so much for being here and talking in the chat. I really appreciate that. And if there's any last questions, we are just about done with our live for today. If there is anything that you guys would like to see for lives, always please put that in the comments. This video will be up later if you didn't get a chance to catch most of it or parts of it. So check that out later. Of course, always check for shorts videos because those go up every single day. And I have a tutorial coming out very soon. I'm not going to say when just yet because it's in the works. But thank you guys so much for joining today. I really appreciate it. And I love that you guys loved the rainbow cupcakes. And I hope you have a great weekend. I'll see you later. Bye.